Good morning. It is the 23rd of February. It is 8 a.m. It's time to start our meeting for the week. Thank you for being here. We need to acknowledge the minutes. February 9th, February 12th.
Okay, second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. Meet with the county engineer. You're still the county engineer.
Well, that's good that you didn't know.
Didn't know.
Hate to drive all that way for nothing.
Exactly.
This one,
Pretty quiet in the road department. We're cutting brush again and waiting for nicer weather to be able to do other productive work outside. Last week, before the weather turned cold, we did get some total patching done, as well as just some odds and ends, and working on getting pipe work lined up. So we've got everything on in hand, and ready to go once the weather breaks again. That I'm waiting to hear back from Norris on preliminary schedule coordination for the Libertyville Road project, trying to get as much notice on that as I can before we close that down to through traffic. And again, just for folks that live there, we are providing or allowing access in and out. And we're just having it closed to through traffic to minimize any contractor, public collisions that may occur. Then we also will have flaggers and pilot cars controlling the through traffic that is allowed. We just want to minimize it. It's not that much further going to Fairfield by Hemlock, that's across Libertyville Road. We want to encourage folks to use that route, not go on Libertyville Road while it's under construction.
Emergency vehicles.
Yeah. Yeah, there will be no hard closure on the road. It's just more of, there may be drop off, there will be people working, and it's just safer if we minimize the amount of traffic running through there. We will not be allowing traffic to the Jefferson County quarry. They'll have to go the detour route and come into the south. Again, just basically for the safety for the public and the construction employees.
How long? Figure it out. Take.
They have a 3-month window. 65 working days, I believe. So that's basically 3 months. Figure 20 working days per calendar month. And with just the way that project lays out with the shoulder subdrains and then the shoulder strengthening, those all have to happen kind of sequentially. Where you can't do two things at once on a lot of that stuff. And then the patching and overlay. Once we get the subdrain and shoulder work done, it'll go fairly quickly. That first stage of it, which is also where it's going to be the most hazardous for the traveling public, will be
I gotta do this.
Will be what drags and makes the project go slowly.
I was looking at stuff. Did you have a start date on that?
Not yet.
Okay.
I will let you guys know as soon as I know. And also the news media.
He'll probably be in February or something now that he's got triple duty.
Well,
Yeah, he's going to be here part-time now.
that's okay. He's a pretty capable individual. I'm sure he can handle the increased load.
You're talking AJ?
Who else?
I don't know. Anything else you want to tell us?
I went to the County Weed Commissioners Conference last week.
How was that?
It was very informative. I figured I've been the weed commissioner for a couple of years. I probably ought to,
Know what you're doing?
yeah, at least have a little better idea. And again, like most conferences, it's not just what's presented, it's the interactions with the other folks there that really provides benefit and got a little better handle on what we're doing. And I think with the way we increased the budget to look at having a budget that included herbicide and the other activities that will be a little more effective than what we have in the past.
Next item on the agenda is to discuss and consider longevity pay increase for 3 secondary road employees. I believe that's still you.
That's still me. Every 5 years, let's see, after 10 years, I think they start getting the bump. So every 5 years they get, first one's a dime, then it's nickel after that. It's not a large amount, but it helps show our appreciation.
So you're looking for a motion, aren't you, Susie?
Well, I was looking at Lee, but he's pretending to read something.
Oh, I was just thinking about, how long Tommy and Brian have been with us for a long time.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Is that a motion?
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. Next item on our agenda is discussing the wage increase and classification change for Rick Giberson, Secondary Roads Department. That's you still.
Yeah, when we promoted Kenneth Kronk from assistant superintendent to superintendent, we did not fill the assistant superintendent position. We'd hired Rick as the operator and pretty much left it up to Bub to select and screen from the current pool of employees that we had, which person was most qualified to step up into the assistant position. And he took his time. It's been, 6 months. And, he's had conversations with various employees and had a chance to evaluate Rick's construction knowledge and personality, and he feels that he's the right person to step up into that position to be his assistant.
How long has Rick been an employee?
6 months. Actually, I think he's just up
Oh,
for
he
6
just
months.
started.
He's just, yeah, he has 20 years experience in the construction industry. He's done a little bit of everything. Seems to be a pretty good fit and very capable young man. At least he's young by my standards.
I moved to accept.
I have a motion
second,
and a second.
second.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Good job, guys. Motion passed.
And there again, Bub's been with us forever. So
Mhm. Yeah, it's,
Next item is discuss and consider load embargo on 227.
So I had communication with Wayne, received an email with some concerns about the construction project that's coming up. And I know in your email that you broached that subject, you didn't necessarily endorse it or not endorse it. So as the individual, I got the email from that I put it on the agenda so we could discuss and consider it. Get your take on it and what you think and enlighten the rest of us.
So, just for everybody else in the room and on Zoom, person who lives on Kale, which is not our posted detour route, has concerns about traffic that would normally be on Libertyville Road using Kale as an alternate detour. Which I'm sure he's not happy, this person isn't happy about the increased traffic and the dust load, but their big concern was about the truck traffic that was on there that's not supposed to be on using that. We've got a 10-ton posted load on the low water stream crossing. Just because it's starting to show stress fractures and failures that it could handle the occasional load. But if the fire truck needed to use it, that would be fine, but repeated truck loadings will pretty well destroy it. So we put a 10-ton limit on the low water stream crossing, but if nobody's there to enforce it, it's pretty easy to get by and just go across and hope nobody catches you. Well, we have in Iowa code the ability to embargo a road for 90 days at our discretion between the Board of Supervisors and the county engineer. If we consider that the road is not in suitable condition for whatever reason. So what I broached is that when we get close to the start of construction and have an actual date, that we put a 90-day embargo on it, because that will pretty much cover the 60 working days for the project. And that just provides one more tool in the toolbox to keep heavy truck traffic off of it. So I don't know if we want to do that right now, because we don't know for sure when they're going to start. But when we get closer to that and I have a start date, I will, if you guys, after your discussion, decide that that's where we want to go, we can trigger that and put it before the board and actually have a formal embargo on that road from Highway 1 to Juniper.
What does that mean?
That means if somebody's on there with a illegal load, the sheriff can write them a ticket.
And so how do you define the illegal load?
Yeah, we put the same weight limit on that we have on the low water stream crossing. So we make it a 10-ton embargo. And, grain trucks that don't cross the bridge, or feed trucks, would be able to go to it, that have deliveries to make on that route. Could come in from either side of the low water crossing and make their deliveries. They still wouldn't be able to cross, they can't cross the low water stream crossing. That's a hard weight limit. An embargo just would stop the gravel trucks from going across.
But my thought, you can't start at Highway 1, you're gonna have to back up to the hotel, because sometimes there's some trucks that wanna use the hotel, and
Yeah, we could
so you'd have to
start
start at
basically
their
at the end of the
driveway
day.
or something.
Yeah.
Just a thought, but
Yeah, no,
that's what
that's-
it have to be, which shouldn't affect anything really much. So, and then Jake Louth is probably the only one on that road that would have livestock that would need a heavier truck, and if we talked to him about it, so he could inform his drivers they had to come in from which there should
Well, they should
anyway.
be doing that now, because
No.
they shouldn't be crossing the low water stream
Yeah,
crossing.
they shouldn't be, but you know how some,
I
it's shorter to
I
cross
used to
this
drive a
way.
truck. I know exactly. Close your eyes and put your foot to the floor.
Yeah. That look in the rear view mirror.
So I have a question then for Ed. I said, Ed, can we as a board determine today or authorize Dwayne at the point in time where he determines that it's, prudent or proper or whatever to embargo that road?
My opinion would be that the board would have to at least put it on the agenda, have the hearing at that time,
Okay.
to have the course of law.
So even though we have discussed, consider load embargo on here now?
Discuss and consider it, and you can put it on now, or you could set a time to put it on. I don't think you can authorize another person to determine. The other person doesn't have the board's stamp to say this is our ruling.
No, you're misunderstanding what I'm asking. What I'm asking is if the board determines that they want to embargo that road,
Yes,
can we then authorize him to do it when the construction date starts?
if I think the board needs to set the date that the embargo starts.
Okay.
So I should have enough notice that we can get that meeting in before they get started on that.
So should we put that in on the agenda for next Monday?
I don't know if you would be
Would
ready.
you be ready by then?
I hope to hear back from Norris this week to get
Okay.
kind of a rough idea.
So as soon as you know a
As
date,
soon as I.
let us know so Abby can put it on the
We'll get it
agenda
on.
so we can deal with
I will
it.
try and research that, and make sure of my
Okay.
opinion, but I'm pretty sure that's correct.
You'll know at least 30 days out for a start date, won't you?
Boy, that would be nice.
Oh,
Uh, My history in construction is, actually, this project's big enough that, and has enough moving pieces that, yes, we should have, I would say at least 2 weeks' notice. I doubt we'll have 30. 'Cause technically, they can start next week if they wanted to. We just need to get a pre-construction conference in. So
So my question is back to you, Ed.
Yes, sir.
Do we have, if we decide to do an embargo, do we have to do a public hearing or can we just have a meeting and decide to embargo it, do it the next day or that afternoon?
I'm pretty sure that you'd need to put it on the agenda and have at least a formal meeting. I don't know about the public.
So we could just
Try
do
and
it.
Find out more about that.
So if they got notice last week and we had it on the agenda, we could have decided today to do the embargo. Is that the way I'm understanding?
That's the way I understand it.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
I believe you'd be able to pass a resolution today that is say date certain for the embargo, but the board, I think, has to set the embargo rather than authorize an individual to determine a date.
So are we putting it on next week's agenda?
I'd like to.
Okay.
I'll try and have it all.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I mean, if he doesn't know anything, we can just bypass it on the agenda.
Okay.
Is that okay?
All
I
right.
agree with that.
Thank you.
That's a reason for you to come back.
I'm here every Monday unless you guys aren't.
Next item on the agenda, are you awake?
I'm awake.
We're gonna meet with
Barely.
the ambulance director.
Thanks,
I'm
Dwayne.
here.
Thanks, Dwayne.
I don't really have a whole lot. We are, I talked to Dr. Lissy this week. He is still very interested in assuming the role of our medical director. Still in the paperwork shuffle, trying to figure out the malpractice insurance coverage. Otherwise, he's still excited. So as soon as we get that piece of it done, we'll be able to move forward with the next steps. Right now, I'm working on protocols, just reviewing those for him to take over. So once he assumes that role, we'll kick him new protocols or just updates rather, so he can review those and put those into place. And then, yeah, we'll move forward from there. So
So have you reached out to him? I mean, you know, obviously we have a working arrangement with our current medical director. And we pay that premium. through, I can't tell you the company, it doesn't matter.
Right.
I don't know why we can't just continue that same
Well, so
arrangement.
she carries her own policy
But this is separate to that.
that, yes. So we're trying to figure out, and whatever policy she has carried on her own, for some reason, we're trying to get one through ICAP or some extension of ICAP. Basically the same as what Dr. Curtis has for the volunteer services.
Well,
I honestly, I'm not sure why this has been such a process. I think they were trying to line things up. And again, part of it is waiting on to see if his current policy at Atumwa would extend, and I don't think it will. And they've never been able to give him any concrete information. So yeah, it's taking a lot longer than I anticipated it would, but
well, and we're up against a
Baby
hard
steps.
deadline.
I know, yeah, we are now, yeah.
And so I think that, I mean, even, we'd have to look it up and see who I mean, Darcy would have that information because we pay that. We just looked that up and
You'd think it would be that simple.
yeah, I think it would be. I mean, I don't know this company or any of the rest of it, but and I'm sure you probably have, I mean, I can reach out to Joe Vance.
Well, they've been in contact, Joe Venz and Dr. Lissy, and I've been in that loop as well.
Is he aware that we're up against a hard deadline?
I don't think so.
I think I'll let him know we're up against a hard deadline.
Yeah, I think.
Decision needs to be made.
Yep.
Okay.
Because we're right up against.
I don't remember when she said.
Around 30
she was-
days.
30th.
Okay,
Oh, 68.
yeah.
I agree with you.
Huh?
I agree with you.
Yeah.
First time ever, but.
Mark that down.
Don't let it go to your head. So anyway, and I will send off an email to Joe with your
Okay.
approval and just
Yeah.
say, hey, we're up against it.
Well, I can touch base. My plan is to touch base with them both this week and
Okay,
kind of see where we are. But yeah, I'll definitely make sure they're aware that we have a timeline now.
next Monday would be a good time.
That'd be ideal.
Yeah.
Next item on the agenda, discuss and consider hiring Sam Boyer as a part-time paramedic position, Jefferson County Ambulance Service. Still you.
Yeah, so he interviewed 2 weeks ago. I actually tried to put it on the agenda for last week, but we weren't here. So yeah, he seems like a pretty good candidate. He's got pretty much open availability to be able to pick up call-offs and things like that. So and we're always hurting for PRN medics, so I think it'd be a good addition.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. Meet with Jerry Leonard to discuss and consider office rent.
Jerry's not here.
Well, the last message I got was when he was here the last time, which was the message we all got. And I know he was going to have his legal look at it. My position, quite frankly, and I'm not trying to be a horse's patootie. We own the building. We establish what the lease is going to say. And then the leasee either agrees to the lease
Are they down?
or don't lease the building. That's my take. This is the lease. Our attorneys have worked this for both Ed and Elizabeth. This is it. I mean, I can't see getting all upside down over $100 a month. And,
You know, Lee, I look upon it a little differently than that. How many times in a row has Mr. Linders not shown up?
well, I get that. What I'm saying is that we approve the lease and move forward. And we started effective March 1st.
Which is next Sunday.
Well,
So we was talking starting in February the first.
And by procedure, the original, we had set it for a ask date to start, I think, yeah.
yeah, February 1st, 2026, right? No, I don't disagree with that. I just,
So, Jerry was in here last week. He said he had it to his attorney and didn't know when he'd get it back. And I told him that it's our building. We should be able to set what we wanted on that, and it shouldn't have to be, if he wants to do it through an attorney, maybe he should just move out. Well, that wasn't an option later on.
well, you know, again, I hate to arm wrestle over $100 a
Yeah.
month, but
Yeah.
we have a lease. And I guess where I'm going with it is I would just make a motion that we approve the lease as it's been drawn up and present it to the sanitarian for signature. And authorize, let me look, before I say something. And authorize the chair
The sign.
to sign it.
Is that a motion?
That's a motion.
I second it.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Next item on the agenda is to discuss, consider resolution for financial commitment to AHEAD Regional Housing Trust Fund. This essentially allows us to fulfill our commitment of $3,133.
This is a past board decision, correct, Suzie?
Yes, correct.
For how long? I forget now.
I think it's a yearly. It's a yearly commitment.
I thought there was something in there was approved for 3 years or something.
You know, it's an
Yeah,
annual.
my fault. What you're saying is correct. What I'm reading.
By being a member of the Regional Housing Trust Fund and through Area 15 Regional Planning, then that allows our residents to access mortgage loans up to $12,000 at 0 to 2% interest. They can earn up to 80% of the median family income. We provide low interest loans, $6,000 per unit at a max of 24,000, 3% interest. And we also have in the past, for example, contributed money to Habitat for Humanity. We contributed money to the Loud and Lost project because it was a HUD project, low income housing. We just, we get a lot of money back into the community for small investment. Joe, you sit on that board.
Yes.
So we've been a member of the Regional Housing Trust Fund well since its inception. So I would make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. It's John from Cunningham. Provider.
Okay. Copies of that.
Next item on the agenda is to set date and time for proposed property tax notice hearing.
March 20th is the earliest. You can also have it March 23rd, but it has to be separate from your board meeting.
And March the 20th is on a Friday. It's on a Friday, March. Any recommendations from you, Abby?
It's a little bit more time.
What'd you say, Kristen?
The 23rd.
But you have to adjourn this meeting.
And start another meeting.
Yes.
With your help, we can probably do that.
Probably. Excuse me, so what time would we want to set this for?
I'd say 10 a.m.,
What date?
the 20th, the 23rd, sorry.
Oh, the 23rd on Friday.
Yeah,
Okay.
Abby says we have to adjourn the current meeting and then open it up again for this.
Because I can't do it on the 20th.
Yeah,
So,
it's not unlike the other things we just adjourned with something else.
yeah. Okay. That works for me.
I make a motion that we set March 23rd at 10 a.m. for, I want to call it levy hearing, but that's not property tax notice hearing.
I have a motion. I'll second that. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Thank you very much. Next item is to meet with the president of the Fair Board to discuss and consider Fair Board donation.
Come on down.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, like
Thank you.
Price is Right. Come on, right?
Nope. Just asking for your guys' donation for a yearly contribution. I believe last year you guys received 22,000. We'd like to ask for more than that this year. Budget would allow. Seeing great increase in numbers. 2 new 4-H groups have got started, just as a result from this year alone, in enrollment. So numbers are up. Doing a lot of activities. A big track and all that. Grandstand is all finished up. Project just
Looks nice too.
Thank you. We did get a donation for remodeling the activity building, which we're currently underway with that right now. Painting, sand the floors, redid model the kitchen in there as well. So, and then the big topic on the list right now is we are planning for a whole new barn and show arena setup.
I'm just curious, where would you put that show barn?
If we can get agreement, consensus, it'll probably be right over the top of where it is now. So with the way of the land, I don't know is that we can branch out from anywhere without causing major disruptions.
Yeah.
So, but we always need the funding and support of the county to be able to do that. And without that, it leaves us in a big financial hole.
So, we have budgeted at this point, I mean, budget's not as it's not yet, but we have budgeted the 22,000. Excuse me, 22,000. So what is your,
We'd like to see that.
Guess my thoughts is we'll work on budget and see what we can do. Because I'm gonna be cutting some other places.
Sure.
So
I understand
it's
that.
more or less one of them rob Peter to pay Paul.
Yes, completely understand that.
so we have a budget work session after the regular meeting. So we can give that consideration at that point, but just so you know, we did plug in at least that amount. So
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, and I'm sure the three of us will agree on how important the county fair is and what it does for the community.
Correct.
No, I think you guys do a phenomenal job out there. I enjoy it. Um, I'm excited about the prospect of the new show barn just because
That's the plan within, hopefully within 5 years, there's. Get wheels moving.
They do a great job. Sure.
They sure do. And at the risk of sounding snotty, I wish the Riverboat Foundation in Riverside would help you out.
We're going to
Please
seek,
do.
we're
Please do
going to
that.
seek all avenues of,
Please do that.
ways to raise money. That will be a multi-million-dollar project. Thank you.
well, you know, under the current. I'm not sure what the word is, environment, maybe it's a better way. And I completely concur with Susie, and I do think that, and I'm not saying that you haven't, but I'm saying to reach out to the riverboat. I also would enlist Senator Dickey's support in that area. I do think that he's not particularly enamored with the disbursement policies. So it might enhance the,
Yep. No, like I said, we've been working on quite a few different channels of grant writing, things like that we're gonna be seeking out. Of course, obviously local donations and things like that.
oh, he's got lots of money.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Perfect.
Thank you very much for
Thank
coming
you.
in. Thank you so much.
No problem.
I'll be sitting here now.
Sure you could. Yes, me.
Next item is to meet with KCTC about phone proposal.
Oh, what's that? Number six.
Thanks for coming.
Yes, thanks for having us here today.
A little colder than the last time you were here.
Yeah, I wasn't here last time. It's cold this
They were
morning.
here.
They were here.
And that
Um,
for you?
Yeah,
And that's.
they had been
Thank you.
mailed out as well, but there they are in person. So we appreciate the opportunity to make this proposal to you today and email it previously. We just want to talk about a few things that maybe sets us apart from some of our competition. As you may or may not have known, in 2023, we did acquire Farmtel out of Wayland, and so that brought us a little further south. We're a cooperative that's been around since 1905, so longevity in what we have and what we do. So what's important to us is just the customer service and making sure that we have a product that speaks to all of our customers. As a cooperative model, you have to make sure that you get what you or put back into what you are giving. So we are setting ourselves up. Jacob and his team and his construction team will be doing 80 miles of fiber in Jefferson County this year. And that was through a NOFA grant out of the state of Iowa. And we'll be completing that in 2026. So we're excited about that project. And we do commend.
What area are you gonna be doing it in?
It starts up Pleasant Plain and then runs over towards south of Richland. And then we're doing a lot of gravel roads there.
We're still not in my area for fiber.
Where you have,
I'm right on the north side of Phoenix City, but
oh,
I've already using your internet.
using ours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You took me off of that water tower and moved me to another one.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, yeah.
And now I understand that your new tower south of Packwood.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The new tower we just put up and at the end of the year,
Yep.
just got it in the nick of time at the end of the year. So yeah.
Abby informed me. I didn't get over there. Thank you.
Yeah. It's a nice little tower that we used some other local contractors to put it up and it worked out really good. So we're super fortunate to be.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, that's totally fine. So a few things that maybe sets this proposal apart from others would be that this is all cloud-based. And I know that there's always risk in putting things in the cloud, but this is the thing I'll say is that it's all encrypted. So there's nothing that's going to bind you as far as HIPAA laws or I know you guys don't abide by HIPAA, but other cyber attacks or whatever, because it's all encrypted and all protected behind firewalls and such. So what that also means though, is that there's no piece of equipment, central piece of equipment that would fail. A lot of times with phone systems in the past, we used to put those in as well. And they would have one piece of equipment and if it failed, everybody goes down. This means that it's seamless and nobody goes down no matter what the case may be. Also, it means that automatic updates. Most recently, there's been some concerns which seems weird that people are attacking, but in the cyber world, what they're doing is they're going in and attacking phone systems and putting people out of business, basically, as we all know, in the cyber world. But they've in particular targeted phone systems, which seems weird, but so that means that if you would get that a cyber attack on your phone system, it would go down. This is not, it doesn't have that because they're not attacking the piece of equipment that's centrally located.
Because it's cloud-based, there's nothing really for them to attack, whereas like an old phone system, it's got like a central piece of hardware that if it's online, they could get into that through any kind of internet connection to it.
Also, the portability, there's not only a regular traditional phone that you can pick up and answer it, but also you can have an app that goes on the employee's phone. So if they are, if there's another, hopefully there's not, but if there's a snowstorm or whatever, they could still answer the phone at home if that is a policy that you guys would choose. And like the engineer's office, they're out and about all the time, so they could pick up that phone if they were parked somewhere and needed to get that. And that also means that they can call out. So they could call out on the mobile app and it would come up as Jefferson County Engineer's Office or whatever the case may be. So the portability is really outstanding. We use it all the time ourselves, and person that's on call on the weekend, they're answering it with a Jefferson County phone number and not just going to their personal cell phone, which also protects the employees as well. So they're not having to have two phones, carry two phones around or whatever. So also you can text from it. So if there's an outage or if there's a concern on a road or something, that you can text out to people on that road to tell them, hey, we have a problem in this area. In addition to their seamless transfer. So if somebody picks up the phone in an office, they can transfer it right to somebody else. It's a 3-digit number. So they can say, hey, or a 4-digit, whatever you want. Hey, I'm calling Jacob today. And his number is 123, and it transfers right to his phone. So phone to phone transfer. Probably one of my favorite things is the ability to get your voice. Each person can have voicemail right to their email. So I can look at a email and it transcribes it. So I can see, oh, that's a really urgent email. If I have 10 calls a day that are coming to my voicemail and it goes right to my email, I can see, oh, that one's more urgent than this one. And I can prioritize who I need to call back and more quickly or not. Also, there's auto attendance. So if you don't want somebody picking up the phones or saying, press 1 for engineer's office, press 2 for auditor's office, so they can do that kind of thing, which really does help with the call flow and efficiency. And like I said, it can work over any reliable internet service. So it doesn't matter the internet provider that you have, it will work over no matter what, which also goes to like a cell phone in an emergency situation. There is an ability for somebody on staff or multiple people on staff to have reporting capabilities. So if you had a disgruntled person in the county, then you can also go back and listen to that call. So you can use it for training, or you can use it for also covering yourself if something escalated. So those are some of the major things, other than we do same day support no matter what. So if you call in and we have something done, it's the same day support with local people. All of our employees are, local at Washington, Keokuk, Jefferson County area. So those are some things that I just wanted to hit on. I don't know if you had any questions for us, or if you guys have anything else that I missed. I don't know.
I've got a couple,
Absolutely.
so in this,
Full house.
Here.
Yep.
I'm not gonna talk prices or anything.
Yep.
But, what is the term in 36 months?
The 36 months. So that just means that you would have service, one of our services, one phone line for 36 full months. Doesn't mean that you would have to have all of the phone lines, but just like one phone line for the 36 months. So a service from us for 36 months.
Is the, I want to say this, is the service included, or is that an additional charge if we need service?
Nope, no, that would be included. You could just call, or like we can set it up so somebody here internally could also make those changes, but yeah, if you call, we can make any change at all, like, hey, we had a change in personnel, or we added a person or whatever, that can just be made over the phone, same day, very quickly. So, yeah, good question.
So I'm technologically deficient. Old school works better with me, but that being said, and I know you're saying that cloud-based communication is, right now is apparently not a tack on as opposed to a piece of hardware, and I get what you're saying and understand that. But we've moved into the cloud in certain areas right here. How do we know if nobody knows when we get attacked?
Attacked.
I mean, at some point, they're going to develop a means to do that.
Mhm.
It's just because that's what those folks do.
Mhm.
And so I guess my question is, if the information that we have is stored in an area that we can't see it, that we can't access, can you ever get that information back if somehow or another it's lost?
As far as like an attack, a cyber attack or something like
Yeah.
that, is that what you're meaning? I just want to make
Well,
sure I understand the
I
question.
don't know what I'm meaning.
Yeah.
Perfectly, I have to be
Yeah.
perfectly honest. with
Yeah.
you. But I look at, for example, if my hard drive or my computer gets infected,
Yeah,
okay,
yep,
chances are it could be fixed
yep,
or the data can be retrieved.
yep,
Okay, so my question is, if everything is up there
yep.
and something happens to it, are we ever able to retrieve it? Has that ever been an issue?
It's never been an issue. I'll just say that an advantage to like something being in the cloud is when it's in the cloud, it's stored in multiple different spots simultaneously. It's not just one spot, and if something happens to that, it's gone forever. So the company we use would be able to get the data back.
See,
there's
I'm
like a
envisioning
redundant,
It's up
like-
there in the sky. I'm trying to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
My head around, where is it? I mean, it's not physically on my hard drive, so where is it?
right. So there's like several data centers that host this data. So like, I think like to what Jacob was saying is like they host it at one location. Let's just say, I don't know. I don't know exactly.
Mhm.
I wouldn't tell you today because I don't know, but I'm gonna use this for example. Like they would have it in Chicago, Illinois, for example, and another one in Atlanta, Georgia, so that your data is not in the same location. So if one data center is attacked, they can quickly flip it over to the other one and that there's simultaneous backup. So they always have that redundancy in providing that seamless
So
service.
there is concrete and mortar.
Yes.
Correct, yeah, yeah. It seems like that word cloud is super
Yes.
confusing,
Yeah.
isn't it? I understand what you're saying. That is like a confusing concept because I know you envision the
Yeah.
cloud. Why do they call
Yeah.
it cloud? They should
Yeah.
rename that maybe. But yeah, I understand your concern, but yeah, that's what they do. And we chose a backbone provider that is also a telephone company. Their main line of business is a telephone company. I mean, I know we changed our name because the world is evolving, but at the end of the day, we started out as a telephone company. They started out as a telephone company, and that's why we partnered with them as for the solution, is because we wanted somebody that knows the basics of a telephone. You know, everybody wants to just pick up the phone and be able to call, especially when you're transacting businesses. Excuse me. And so that's why we partnered with them, and we know the longevity of them. They've been around a long time, and this product has been around a long time. And so they're continuously making updates and efforts to make sure that the data is safe and that they're modernizing the communication tool.
Can I ask a question? Or maybe clarify some, who is the backbone system? Is it WebEx or?
No, nope, it's a local, it's not a local, but it's out of Indiana. There's a company out in, yeah, it's more regional in nature, yep.
Do you know if they have ever dealt with a denial of service or ransomware?
Yes, so they have not been attacked on a ransomware or denial of service at this point in time up to this date. And they have many companies across the United States that.
My final question is, as far as the political infrastructure in the cloud, the internet occasionally goes down. Even though there's, duplicate and other systems to try and back everything up. What about the service that we depend on for like our ambulance service? Our ambulance directors here, that's absolutely critical if someone would have a heart attack and the system were down.
So that is the great thing about it is that by the portability of it, so if the internet is down here at the courthouse, let's say, the ambulance is separate and they could actually pick up their cell phone. So that phone number can be transferred right to somebody's cell phone in an outage situation. So rather than it being reliant on the phone system here, he could pick up that call with his cell phone because it's just transferring right to the app on his cell phone. And as long as his cell phone had service, it would still
That
be.
would still be on internet protocol road with as far as his cell phone system, whereas
Right. So, I mean, there's multiple ways you can do it. If you had it at the office and it went down and the cell phone had service, that they could still answer the call or vice versa. If the cell phone was down, somebody at the office could still pick up that call. So
Yeah.
that's the safety protocol of it all.
I'm gonna be truthful. You're talking to a kindergartner here when you have technology. Abby, you're the youngest one in here. What do you have to say? See anything? Any questions?
I have none,
Sorry to refer to you, but I refer to you.
no questions,
Do you understand it?
as much as I can. And I mean, all the cloud-based, like that all makes sense.
Well, then, if it makes sense, then, okay.
I did understand one thing, cloud. I always thought it floated around up there somewhere. Now I know it's a data center,
Yeah.
which I suspicion that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, to be honest with you, I didn't. I thought it was just up there in the atmosphere somewhere, trying to figure out how we got it back, but. Yeah. It was-
Wow. And our industry has a lot of lingo to it. So I apologize for the cloud. It is confusing. I apologize. It's confusing in nature.
And just keep in mind, I was around when the first Nintendo came out and I couldn't use it either, so.
Well, I was around when there was dial-up, so yeah, we had to go do that. So I understand.
Most people don't know what a rotary phone is.
Yeah,
I remember.
and the long cords that you had to talk to your boyfriend or girlfriend, you had to go around the corner so nobody could hear you. That was us too.
We even used to have, what you call it, specific rings.
Oh, yeah,
And the phone would ring in our house, we'd have a specific ring.
yeah.
Always wondered why my grandmother wouldn't answer the phone when it was ringing.
have an operator say number, please.
Yeah, yeah, so.
Susie's sitting here thinking she used a can and a string.
I really can't say what I was thinking, Joe.
Okay.
So I think we have another
Yeah.
proposal.
Yeah.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
Thank you for coming down.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
So also the proposal you sent had a timeline date and I called up there last week. Sarah? Was it a Sarah I talked?
Oh, probably, yep, could be,
And
yeah.
she was gonna extend that to March 2nd, I think.
Yeah, and that's fine. We can be flexible on
Yeah,
that date.
yeah.
That's no
I
problem.
told her we hadn't had a chance to talk to her or anything about it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, okay.
Yep, that's no problem at all.
Sounds good.
Yes.
Thanks, everybody. for
Thank you.
coming down.
Thank you.
Next item is to discuss proposal for VoIP system from Lisco.
Wait.
Thanks for coming.
Good morning.
You're Jefferson. It's done.
All telephony's void these days.
Do that?
All telephony's void these days, even with,
I
you can have the oldest phone, but once you make a call, it's void. Yeah,
Something to do with voice, right?
it turns it into the internet. Yep.
So
Anyway, we're ready to listen.
We have worked with the county for quite a long time now, so we look forward to continuing that. There's a couple different sides of this, so today we're not presenting a formal proposal just because we do look at more questions in reference to what specifically you're looking to include in that. And then the other side of it would be that we did have some details in reference to how our service would differ from other providers, which I think Ed will cover
Yes.
some specifics on that.
Yep. So we aren't a cloud solution. Our product is hosted a few blocks away from here. Is capable of doing VoIP office desk systems. And for that reason, it's secure in the sense that your VoIP traffic never, you're using Lisco internet here, it never leaves our network. So it's connected to our network. And then furthermore, while we do VoIP to your site, we are still interconnected with all the local carriers over traditional telephone connections. And so I'm sure it gets turned back to VoIP some other places, and we do use some VoIP, but it's not all VoIP because it's a blend. Quality of service would probably be about the same. Right now, what you guys have are a bunch of analog lines that go to a system that unify them. And that's how you guys, if you make a call out, probably the number's different than the number people are calling you from. We don't utilize an app like the competitors do, just because, again, the aforementioned security risks, the exposure of having your phone system being able to be registered from anywhere has the disadvantage of compromise. And so we keep our system very secure. Again, for the most part, our phone system customers are also our internet customers. And so that's one advantage over cloud-based hosting. But at the cost of losing a couple of the more advanced features that they propose. We do the voice to voicemail to email feature, but it's not transcribed. It sends you an attachment. And so you would have to listen to an audio file or have it, land in a phone, depending on the staff person. A lot of these features are not necessarily features that is going to be utilized system-wide. Like, yes, the app is nice, but your people in the recorder's office probably aren't going to be wanting to use their cell phone while they're on their break or not at their desk. So it's, something like that's going to be a little more limited as to who it might be a benefit to. Let's see. Otherwise, same capacity for help. I mean, we're just down the street. I've been doing this for Lisco for 20 years. Have phone systems all across Southeast Iowa, varying sizes, and all the other basic features like attendance and distribution and is all supported. So.
You guys have any questions?
Well, excuse me. Again, for me personally, I don't. Space age equipment is not, okay, but that being said, and I welcome your input in wanting to supply it. Okay.
I was gonna say, Chris has my phone system,
Okay.
so.
I'm not necessarily excited about change. As far as getting new phones or something, I understand that our phones are getting outdated. Talking to John the other day, he indicated that, you know, there was probably gonna be a need of a change. But what I am very big on is service. And I will tell you, and I'm not, again, not trying to be Melissa's platoon, but one of the things that facilitated for me, that facilitated this looking into going other directions was here several months ago, 3 months ago. I think it's,
I believe you're like 6.
okay, we were dropping a lot of phone calls. People were calling in and we'd be having a conversation and they'd disappear, or vice versa. And it didn't matter whether it was, if I was talking to them on this phone or if I was talking to them on my cell phone, it would get dropped.
Mhm.
And I'll be honest with you, the response I got from Lisco was for me to go down and unplug some piece of paper and plug it back in. I'm not going to do that, A, because it's your equipment. B, I don't know what the hell to do. And I unplugged the wrong thing and shut down the entire world. And it took multiple phone calls, not only from myself, but from the auditor's office and other offices that were experiencing some of the same problem before we finally got somebody to actually physically come. And so, I'm not necessarily looking to throw the baby out with the bathwater, but I am looking for service that when I pick up the phone or when she picks up the phone, Susie picks up the phone and says, hey, we've got a problem, even if the phone or something. That's what I'm looking for. If we need to change out phones because we need to move into a more, you know, then I'm more than willing to listen to what your proposals are. The service is a big deal, man. I was in the service industry for 33 years. And I understand when you go to use something and it doesn't work, your customer tends to get a little bit sideways. I understand that. And I understand that you've got more than one customer. But I was more than willing to wait for somebody to come. I wasn't willing to be your service technician. So that's, I just want you to know up front. That's why I started this process.
That being said, we have a Zoom member that would like to speak. Of course. Chris?
Hey, Susie, thanks. Your phone system from Lisco, and I have to say, I can't remember how I've had it a couple of years. It has been a great system. We've had very minimal issues with it. And I've had it like areas down in some districts, some issues. So, and
Chris, I need to interrupt. It's like you're in and out. We can't really hear you.
I moved my computer spot in my office, so maybe that's it.
Of course.
You went mute now.
Now she's mute.
We can't hear you.
That's weird. What's going on?
Oh, Chris has to. We're still talking with someone.
Hold your phone up so she's.
Chris, we've chosen to let you talk over the phone.
Okay, that's fine. I don't know what's going on. I might need to restart my phone or something. I just want to say our phone system with Lisco is great. We've not had any issues, and when we have had an issue, customer service has been great, and it's been fixed immediately. So we've had it for a couple of years.
I appreciate that.
So Lee,
That's all.
I'll apologize for the experience you had. It wasn't every call that was dropping. And so I think we probably originally asked for some examples so I could take a look and see where the drop was happening, because it could be this side of the call, it could be the other side of the call. And so I had to look at a number of examples before I was able to establish the pattern as to what was wrong. And so that is when we did swap the equipment on site. In this case, I don't know if any of your quotes include your fax lines, but we would still maintain a piece of equipment on site for providing your fax lines. It's just your desk phones that become internet-based VoIP phones. So anywhere you have a computer connection is where or wherever you have a phone, that would be what would be replaced. So.
So I'm speaking forward, but we're not, what's we're looking for. It's not something we can do next week, so I'm more than willing to, if we need to upgrade. If we don't need to upgrade, we don't need to spend money.
So what John has installed on site is it's like a big box that's got cards in it. And it's specific to providing telephone service. And you get to a point where you can no longer buy the cards. You can no longer buy the phones.
Right.
You can only buy them off the secondary market. And so I think even John's now moving to his customers to being cloud-based provided as well. Just because that technology really kind of reached its peak. And so, I mean, you have a solution like we're hosted kind of cloudy, not out in the real cloud though. Everyone else so far has quoted you a cloud provider. The third solution would be you would have a phone system that's a computer on site and it would still be VoIP, but then you would interconnect that computer to the phone company any number of ways. You could maintain your connections, analog lines like you have now, or other types of connection. But that would involve putting a piece of equipment on the site that access the local server for the phone system. So that's not I mean, it's a product that we can design and put out for you, but primarily most people go with the cloud, the local cloud, the Wisco cloud. So.
Well, again, I mean, more than willing to entertain a proposal. I guess I'm looking at it right at this particular moment. If we don't need to spend the money, which it sounds like in talking to John and talking to you, that, where time is working against us, I guess you'd say, but, I'm more than willing to listen to what you offer. And compare it to others, maybe we'll do something, maybe we won't. Just depends on, but, like I said, I put a lot of stock in what John has to say, so. Been working with it for a lot of years.
So I think what I hear is we need to visit amongst ourselves and we'll get back to you. Thanks so much for coming.
Absolutely.
So I did have a couple of questions though
Sure,
for us to be able to
sure,
put together a
sure.
proposal if we were to submit that to you. So with us coming in as your current service provider and we're converting the standard services that are in place now to the VoIP, it leaves a couple questions open as to whether these bids should continue to include your fax service, which would be outside of the VoIP. Do you want the fax lines listed in these quotes?
I suppose we should visit about that at a budget meeting
Yeah.
and then get back with her, answering her questions.
It's probably this last one we do, but.
Yeah.
It's a matter of need. Mark is on the line. I mean, I don't think it's. In the grand scheme of things, as far as cost goes, that's pretty minimal. So.
I think the idea, we just want to make sure that with the other bids out there, we want to make sure that we are proposing the same, yes, the
Yeah,
same
apples to- I was
things,
gonna
yes.
say that. Or
Yeah.
oranges to oranges.
Yeah.
And so then that brings up the next question is, as I was visiting with each area of the county and going through the services or the phones that they currently have on site, gathering that data, it brought me to a couple of areas where, as you know, some departments already have the VoIP services they're utilizing, so we would not include those in the bid. Some areas were just not interested in it. They said they were happy with what they have. They didn't want to be included. So from my perspective, it brought up the question of whether I needed to include them regardless on the quotes, to make that match any other proposals that may be on the table, or if we exclude them and make notation of that. We just wanted to see what works best for you to be able to compare.
I'm going to ask you as a professional. we just had this conversation. You told me that we got a whole bunch of cards in the box. So I'm assuming now Chris obviously wouldn't be in this because she's already on the system. But those entities that were not necessarily interested, are they still gonna be on this old system? And if it fails, are we gonna have to do something?
They are off-site, so I don't know if are they?
Yeah,
connected
they
here?
would have their own phones. If they're not on this premise, they would have their own phone system.
Yes, the two others were off-site locations.
Engineering.
County Attorney's Office.
Yes, they have their own phone system. Yeah.
As does the ambulance.
Yes. Now, 911 service is a different setup too. I mean, nobody's pitching that.
Well, that's our 911 guy there.
Yes, he is. But that comes from IC, the ICN, and it comes right from the state, so.
So I'm gonna ask a question. What does, or since you in the attorney's office and what was the other one?
Secondary roads probably.
No, conservation.
Conservation.
Oh, conservation, that's right.
So what do they have? They're with you guys?
We're just providing just standard phone lines to,
Yes,
now within those locations, we don't, if they have a separate system set up on site, we wouldn't know that. We're just delivering it out to them too.
yep. They probably have something similar to what's here at the courthouse, so.
Okay, well, it sounds like we need to have a conversation with them too. Just so we understand.
And we can talk about that.
Yeah,
Because that may or may not apply to your other
Yeah.
courts
Right.
also. So,
Mhm.
because I guess we can't give you an answer to that
Okay.
question at this point. Because I wasn't aware of that, which is fine. I'm not necessarily saying that, I mean, as far as if we're just talking the courthouse,
Mhm.
Yeah, so if you want to simplify it down to the courthouse, we're happy to bid based on that. We just want to make sure that we get you the most accurate information.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. So today it's not a no, it's a wait and see.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda, discuss and consider proposal from PCS for upgrade to camera system.
You guys already approved that,
I thought we did.
so.
So we could just scratch that out, right? You all clear with that?
Yeah.
Good. The next item, and I want to talk about this for a minute. Discuss and consider appointment of Steve Broomer to the Board of Health. The reason I want to talk about it is usually the board is five, and you, by this, you want to take it to six. My issue is the board hasn't voted to take it from 5 to 6. But I do believe we need to vote to take it from 5 to 7 because you all understand the importance of having an
Right.
odd birthday. So I would like to wait till next Monday, vote on this for 7 people, or for 2 people to bring it up to the 7.
I mean, an even number is,
That's correct.
can be unworkable.
Yeah, and it's usually not done, so. So if you don't mind, let's put it back on the agenda, but find somebody else to put on there as well. The person that's on there now is perfect, but we need another person.
I had that point of legal procedure I wanted to raise with the board too. I don't know what your administrative resolution of a prior board was in setting up the Board of Health. But the state law says it's a minimum of 5. There's no limit on the other, but I do think you do need to administratively put it on the agenda, change the size of the board at a meeting before you do an appointment.
So discuss and consider raising the size of the Board of Health to 7.
Okay.
Yeah. He's probably put it on, so,
Oh,
but I'm
yeah.
okay with that.
Yeah.
It's fine.
And then
It's just another week, but we're gonna do it
just
right.
Put Steve back on there as well.
Oh, of course, of course.
Okay.
I think I said I have no problem with that one, but. Are we all good? Move on?
You got that? Got it all written down?
Sure do.
Shorthand and everything?
Yep.
Oh, my. Discuss and consider the appointment of Mary Ellis to the Compensation Commission.
I reached out to Mary Alice. She is a big wet boss.
It's gonna be something,
something, yeah,
yeah, it's gonna be
to fill the position
Mhm.
that Kathy,
important, you know, yeah.
because she moved out of state,
Yeah.
Mary Alice agreed to.
Yeah, Mary Alice is a great choice.
So I would make a motion to approve the appointment of Mary Alice to the Compensation Commission.
Second that motion. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much, you guys.
Would you send her a little letter or something? Email her.
The flowers saying congratulations.
And her first assignment is next week. No, I kind of, we haven't used it for all the years I've been here.
We are now to make committee reports.
Makeup committee report, is that what you said?
Yeah, we did. So you wanted one meeting.
Oh, yeah.
Jerry, we already had discussed your contract and decided that we were just gonna leave it as is. Because we were gonna leave it as is, $100 a month. And you weren't here, and so you've missed several times, not missed, you've been not here a couple times, and we just wanted to get that out of the way. Okay,
Sure, yeah, I think we agreed on $100 a month now.
that's correct. That's what we said.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So as soon as my attorney gets back to revisions, I'd like to see on the contract.
There will be no revisions.
Yeah.
We approve the contract as drawn up by our attorneys and authorize the chair to sign it.
Okay.
The way I understand it, the way it's written up, either you will accept it or you will move out. We drug this out too long, Jerry, so.
Well, there was nothing that I impeded on because I just got it, 2-3 weeks ago? It started clear back in October, guys, and then we finally had the time to get it together.
It's done now.
Jerry, I would say that obviously this is for a year.
Dave sent you, by the way.
Yeah, but can I finish saying something?
Yeah, no, but I was just, I just saw his.
I actually saw his plaid shirt in the background.
Oh, okay.
There'll be a time when you can renew this, and if you have any issues.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
The next item on the agenda, I forgot about, but see, it says comments and
Well, it's
plans.
actually at the end, it's at the very end.
Which, Eddie, in the future, don't confuse us.
I got asked to be on sometime between, or somebody told me 9:30 to 10, so I didn't know where to put it.
I understand that this.
How do you feel not being known where to put Dave?
I don't like it.
Okay.
Do you want to do Dave first?
That's up to Dave.
Okay, would you like to go now? Dave, thanks for coming. How's your arm?
Much better. I'll get much better. Looks like it's gonna end up where we want it to be. Jason,
Okay.
I we talked to him a little bit over a week ago and I asked him what he was making, because I didn't know.
Right.
And he told me that he's making $15 an hour. And I asked him, how long have you been making $15 an hour? And he said, well, the last 10 years. I don't think it's enough, okay? It's just my personal feelings. I think it should be increased another $2.50 an hour. He's not like a regular contractor. He's more than that. One of the things we do is the county decided a little over a year ago, I think, no, it was more than that when Scott was still here, but you're going to start doing withholding on him, that kind of stuff. So, and he's really kind of valuable, as far as
Wait. I didn't get it from everybody.
or maybe,
This is a contract.
maybe it's a 1099, but irregardless,
I mean, that's not an our office decision, that's a state law.
yeah,
If he makes X number of
Yeah.
dollars, he has to receive a 1099.
I know,
Over
I
$600.
know, but I don't think it would be anything that he'd ever ask for himself. And,
Well, actually, he did.
He's been in here and talked about it.
He's talked to all of us.
But the reality of it is, he stopped in Friday and I said, it's not on the agenda. But then the question I had was, and this may be more legal for Ed to answer. He's a vendor. And I guess basically what it amounts to is he establishes his rate. And we decide whether or not we want to pay that rate or hire somebody else. You know what I mean? Essentially, is that not the way the system works?
Well, that would be how the system works. It's just that you couldn't really. I guess you could probably find somebody if you went look. But
Well, I mean, we can have a conversation, but he ultimately has to agree to the bottom line, right?
yeah,
Because he is an independent contractor. So. And I do believe he told him to put it on the agenda. And get on the.
Yeah, I told him that he'd have to get on the agenda to do that. But if he's an independent contractor, does he need to submit that, or he just sends us a bill with these hours and he puts it down $17.50?
yeah. I just think that there may be some, because of Jason, there may be some
Sure.
hesitation toward doing that. For
Yeah.
sure that, that maybe he's not the guy that gets called next time. So
No, I can understand that.
I think it's kind of a goofy situation.
It is, and I'm not sure how you handle it exactly.
I think we should still talk about it, or we'll put it on the agenda and visit about it. Then we'll be totally right.
For about Monday's agenda.
Along with coffee and treats.
Along with
Coffee and treats.
Bringing the treats.
Yeah.
You asked for them.
No.
discuss and consider.
Pay increase for
Janitorial services.
janitorial.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I'm healthy, it's not, he's never called. And I know I've been less than healthy in the last couple of years, but, it's just such a minimal thing. And I understand your position as well, that because he is a contractor, it should be him that initiates this whole thing. I just think in this particular instance, it's something that he wouldn't do on his own. I look at it as more of doing the right thing, even though we don't have to do it. So, I had a couple of things I want to run by you real quick. Since I'm here, do we want to look into card readers or not? You guys given any more thought to that, or you want to think about it some more and let me know? All of the new equipment that we've put in here, as far as the doors and locks and that kind of stuff, it's all card reader ready. So, from what I had discussed with the guy from Premar, he seemed to think that would put it on the lower end as opposed to having to, alter the equipment, the locking hardware and all that stuff. I'm, for security reasons, it's probably a good thing, but, security the way it has been, it's been adequate.
So I guess even to make a decision, we'd have to have a cost bid, something.
Yeah.
Okay, well, why don't I go ahead and contact them, and I'll work out a price, and then I can give it to you guys, and then you guys can take it and run with
Maybe
it
the
from there.
area space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to contact Bob Kiefer and have him move forward unless there's some objection to building the other small wall over at DHS to make that a completely. Right now, all the files over there, they're secure. But whenever we have to bring a contractor in to do any work over there or just regular maintenance, we lose that security over there. So that's why I bought the door and all the materials in order to do the work, but I can't do it.
No,
So I wanted to go ahead with that and then also the wall down in the basement. I just wanted to make sure we were on the same page. I was going to try and get a hold of Bob Kiefer. I think he's the best guy to do the job because he can get the job done and he's also, the cost per hour is going to be less than anybody else's out there. So,
He's done a lot of work for us.
yeah. And, I wanted to look at the Freedom Rock outside.
It's been there quite a while.
Well, I know. I wasn't happy when it showed. I came into work one morning, here the rock sitting out in my front yard. But anyway,
Mowed over that one.
it's, it's like this project that wasn't ever completed. There's no seating out there. There's nothing planted out there. All the dirt work around the concrete out there is just about that far below anything. So if somebody's running around there in a wheelchair and they go off that edge, they're gonna roll over. And so it's not necessarily safe the way it is. And I look at Freedom Rocks, other places, and they definitely care more about theirs than we have to this point. So I was thinking about going to Oakwood and asking them to come up with a price to do something. But at the same time, I'd like to go back to the people that did the work initially and ask them to complete the work. See if I can put more of it back on them as far as, ponying up some funds to actually complete the work out there.
Who done the work around it?
There was a gentleman, his name was Lyle something or other, and he's passed on. And it's like when he died, everything else died with it. I tried to get involved in the process to begin with, when Lyle was still around and wanted to be included in the whole process. I wasn't. We ended up getting what we've got out there right now, which is, it's poor to say the least.
Wonder if Ray had any grant access to any grants or something for that sort of thing.
We'd have to ask.
Yeah, just a thought.
Yeah. Right now, we've got a picnic table out there and we've got a little bench out there. We have no real seating outside. I think it might be an opportunity to add something to the, to the overall.
Lee, along those lines, Iowa Tourism has grants available for situations just like this. Maybe Dad, yeah. But that'd be something as hard as looking on the internet and reading
Yeah,
about
maybe
it.
even Jefferson County, or the Jefferson County Foundation.
Could.
I don't know.
They do have tourism grants for that exact stuff.
At one time we was approached about what was it, a historic trail or something, wanting to go around here to get over to the depot.
Yeah, I think that.
I think that's
They'd
dead.
have to, is that Dad? What? Dad Williamson's project is making out the walkway from down where Carnegie up to Collins Park.
So.
Okay.
I think they're still.
I think at the time we were discussing, we did wonder go to the courthouse, maybe around the box.
That's right. Yeah, it's just,
Yeah. Make a little detour.
yeah. And you can walk past the Freedom Rock and the memorial.
Yeah, very.
That's
Why can't
exactly
just
what we
put a
said.
tunnel under? People like to spend money with just a
Abby,
tunnel
this is
under.
one of the things you don't write down.
Okay, got it. No tunnels.
So somebody's gonna look and see if maybe there's some grant money.
Yeah,
available.
I think we should.
Okay,
Private tourism.
all right.
They've got the grants.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, of course. Talk to Ray as well.
Yeah.
I am gonna start coming in here at, when I don't have physical therapy at 7:30 in the morning, so I can unlock the doors and so that people can come back. Cause I noticed a couple weeks ago that, nobody shows up till 8 o'clock in the whole building because they don't want to be the one to try and get through the door. So I'm gonna start coming in at 7:30 and I'll do whatever I can that day and then, but this kind of stuff and stuff that I'm gonna try and work on, so I can be doing something to get better.
Yeah, that works for me.
The new locks work great down there though, don't they?
Oh, yeah,
I've come in the north door before on the weekend, and have no trouble.
yeah.
So,
Well, the nice thing about the card reader is, well, not only that, but you know who came in, when they came in.
yeah,
And I'm assuming that things are probably gonna get a little rocky around here next November, so any security we get around here, or different protocol, is probably gonna be a good thing.
Well, we get the numbers and then we can look at it.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I'll run that down.
so I was in here a couple weeks ago after dark, and I think I left here about 9 o'clock that night doing some stuff. The elevator went up and down. Remember me telling you? It was Jason.
At 9 o'clock at night?
Yeah, it was like 8:30. He was over there with you at the attorney's office, because I seen Jason's pickup. He said you was along doing something with him or something. But he come in here, and I didn't hear him open any doors, but I knew the elevator went up and down.
I've got Jason doing stuff outside when the weather permits. It's all stuff that I would have to do when I return to work, and that isn't gonna be the best thing for my shoulder. So we're trying to get some of that work done right now, and so he's been loading the pickup.
Excuse me, Susie, did I hit your foot?
He's been loading the pickup truck, and I've been driving it out to the site, and then he unloads it when we get it out there.
That's fine, that's fine.
You know,
The
So,
building talks to you though, doesn't it?
Oh my gosh, it does.
what talks to there?
The building.
Oh,
Now, you sat in here at night, and it's amazing how much noise this building makes.
Yeah, which one little noise will amplify.
Yeah,
I can be down in the boiler room with the door open down there, and I can hear everything in the building,
Yeah.
absolutely everything.
yeah.
Who comes in, whether they're going up, down the stairs, you can hear everything. And sometimes the elevator will operate by itself. I can tell you that it will do,
Abby had
it will do
convinced till
that.
I talked to Jason.
Yeah.
He come in out the north, boiler room door. That's why I didn't hear him.
I appreciate Dick Reed when he put that switch outside the door clear up there to shut the bell off. Because, hey, you come in here at 1 o'clock in the morning, and I've been in here at 1 o'clock in the morning. Well, that bell won't shut off. And it is a spooky building.
I would imagine Thelma wouldn't like that.
Do
So
we-
you run for your car and get out of here?
No, I can't run anywhere anymore, but,
Do you want me to try and get that mess fixed up there? I mean, we've been kind of kicked this can down the road for over a year and a half now. And
it's just a lot of money. And
I,
I'm not sure there's a benefit to it.
We should discuss it in budget session, just see if we can come up with some funds for that.
But I mean, last we knew that you're gonna have to knock a hole in the clock or.
no, we decided not to do that because that's a big piece of plastic up there and
Right.
it moves in and out. So if we put any penetration in that at all, it will start developing cracks and it'll crack. And then we're gonna end up having to replace this disc that's 15 foot in diameter, 90 foot in the air. So
So you have to have a lift and.
have to have a lift. It has to be a 90-foot lift. It's gonna cost, approximately $2,500 to put it on site and remove it. And that's gonna have to be repeated. So it's gonna happen twice. Because we have to take it apart, then we have to get the parts repaired and then bring it back and then reinstall the parts. And I was thinking about maybe having maybe talking with a clock guy. We've got two names right now, talking with a clock guy and having them be responsible for making a change in the bells, because the bells, the way they're wired and set up right now, they're too hard to maintain. I kind of know what's going on with them. John knows what's going on, but John's not going back up in that clock tower anymore. He's done with that as far as I'm concerned.
I don't like it.
So we need to discuss courthouse improvements.
Yeah.
But if we change the way the bells are set up right now, or the bell a little bit. Maybe we can make it so it's a little bit more automated and a little bit more trouble-free.
Well, we just have to look and see if you, like she said, just look at the costs and all the other things associated with it.
She's gonna discuss courthouse maintenance.
That's all I got.
Thank you
All
very
right.
much, Dave.
Not planning on spending any money this year like we have in the past, so,
Well, that's always a good thing.
yeah.
I mean, we have budgeted money, so if we have an issue, it comes up, we've got, as far as that part goes, but I don't know, what we'll do is, there's been a lot of people wanting to sell us a lot of stuff, so we'll have to, and the fair board and all that, so.
I was gonna talk with, I think Culligan and ask them, what a treatment system for the boiler would be. Get a quote from them and let them go through it. And I know we've talked about it in the past, but, and then go through with them whether or not they think it would be beneficial toward extending the life of the boiler.
Okay,
So,
makes sense.
okay. You all good?
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Thanks, Dave.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first?
Sure, why not? So, had a ECI meeting last Monday, a week ago. And there's a lot going on up at the legislature right now. Both the Senate and the House side have, I'm not gonna say, they're not competing bills, they're similar bills to completely change the structure of ECI as we know it. And it doesn't appear that that's going to slow down. The bills made it past the final deadline. So they're at least still out there for consideration. So one of the things that there's several other things that are going to happen, and I say ECI is going to go away as we know it. Scholarships will be eliminated completely. Scholarships are preschool scholarships. Those will go away completely. Since 2018, I think it's where we've provided 538 preschool scholarships. So that's, it was a pretty healthy program. 120 transportation scholarships. So both those types of scholarships are going to go away. It will lead to an immediate elimination of ECI. CPPC funding, Jefferson County. It will eliminate the family support. Be potentially a one-year transmission to hand over programs and funding. And it will also stir up or strip home visitation. So there's a tremendous amount of changes. It's the same argument that we made with when ISAC was here, that the ones that are going to pay for it is going to be rural Iowa. It's not going to affect, like I say, the Polk counties, Blackhawk County, so on and so forth. Rural Iowa is going to pay for this, and that's all there is to it. So, I had Rust Board meeting, and no, that was the forecast. And we had conference board at 8:30 on Wednesday. I did KBIZ radio show. We met with teachers on Friday. And just to keep you all informed or whatever. As of next weekend, which will be March 1st, we'll have 17 and potentially we had a mother and daughter apply Sunday so it's going to depend on their income and that sort of thing. But 17 and possibly all 18 units rented as of March 1st.
For Jackson's Point.
Good deal.
Great.
So
Well, I commend you and your board for that.
Well, we completely had to put in new carpet linoleum at 9. There was just no getting the smell out. And, but Andrea and Bruce have done a phenomenal job. The residents are, they're much happier. I mean, it's, so that's gratifying in and of itself. We, at the fire system, suppression system tested, we need to replace some fire extinguishers and batteries in the alarm system. They're just a backup if the power goes out, but they have, under the law, they're a 3-year window. The batteries are good, but you're only allowed to keep them 3 years. Fire extinguishers are 6, and then you have to replace them or recharge them. So we're getting that taken care of the first of next week. And so I think, knock on wood, we're beginning to see some light at the end of the tunnel. Once we start generating revenue from all 18 units, then there's a lot of things that, thanks to Tom, we got lower insurance premium. So that saving money. And plus it's low. So we're trying.
So I have a question, Lee. The ECI, how will that affect our public health at all?
Well, it already has, as Tammy's not doing this same thing she's doing. She's not doing it through ECI anymore. But I do think, Chris is still on.
Oh, Chris is still here.
Yeah, I do think that it will have some impact and it won't be positive because, I realize I live in rural Iowa, but I'm firmly convinced that it's only rural Iowa that's going to be impacted by this.
Yeah.
Because when you start moving into districts, all of the services are going to be in the higher populated areas, which means all of our folks are going to have to travel. And if you eliminate scholarships, then, I see that as fewer children going into preschool because the parents can't afford it. So unless we change the structure somehow here, same thing with transportation. You don't think about it till you lose it. So you're talking approximately 600-700 individuals that are children and parents of those children that will be impacted by shutting down ECI, as we know. I can't, it's like a snowball it's going downhill and it's just picking up speed. What the end result will be in terms of what it actually will look like in framework, I don't know yet because the Senate and the House will have to get together and meld the two proposals. But everything indicates that ECI, as you and I are familiar with it, will be gone. There won't be supervisors on, there'll be stakeholders. But it won't be like it is now.
Yeah. Lee, I liken this to when the governor of Iowa a couple terms ago, or that governor took the Iowa workforce centers from 1 per county to 39.
Yeah.
And in our area, that affected us because the people in Donaldson, Iowa had to drive to the airport and up north of Ottumwa to get service.
Yeah.
For people that are low income anyway, that just doesn't work.
Same thing as we mentioned when they closed the mental health hospital.
Absolutely.
It was in rural Iowa that they closed them.
Absolutely.
And so, and once again, this is the impact that we have. Small cities, smaller counties, and I don't think there's a lot of thought gone into it, and Chris can attest to this. The company that they hired to do the consulting to look at everything statewide and how HHS is structured, frickin' Pennsylvania. Well, I'm sorry, but Philadelphia, PA is not rural Iowa, and they don't have a clue.
No,
And you can't sit in your desk chair there and tell me about rural Iowa.
no.
That's where we're at. So,
Thank you for this.
yeah.
You have anything, Joe?
Yeah, we had that compensation board meeting last week, with Steve. And, Saturday, I attended the legislative forum at the library. All three of our legislators was there and started at 7:30 and they cut it off about 20 till 9 because they had to move on to another meeting. And so there were several questions asked. And that's all I had.
No positive answers.
It was a legislative meeting.
Uh-huh.
No positive answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good point.
You finally got that right.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you done? Are you
Yeah.
done?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So, I had an EMA meeting and a 911 meeting that between them lasted 15 minutes. Oh, no. Okay, I'll give you that. I guess I talked to Chris for a while afterwards. But they were just going over their budgets, you know.
That's all I got.
I would just say at the end of it, I
Sorry.
came away with it, that radios are gonna be a huge issue. Communication is gonna cost them a lot. Because, yes, yes. But I think they're aware of that and they're gonna work toward making those ends meet. Sort of. I got some string and cans at home. I can help you out with. Tom, do you have anything to say about that? You were there as well, or at least for the first one, then you bugged out. Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for that. Let me look here. I also had the conference board meeting, which we all three were at, and that was very well attended. And on a personal note, I had extension counsel several times last week. Plus an insurance meeting. We all don't like insurance meetings because they don't ever reduce your insurance, they just make it go up.
Yeah.
Didn't we have that meeting with Chris at the hospital last week?
Oh, that was
Yeah.
a week ago.
But we haven't had a meeting since then to report on.
You're right.
That's once, okay?
Okay.
And that was very well attended and a lot of lively conversation.
As opposed to conversation from the dead.
Well, okay, yeah.
We didn't meet more. Sign that, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look at it. Any public comments?
Yes, Susie, I have a public comment. Is this better now? I moved.
All right, then Brett gets to go after you do.
Okay, all right. Well, okay. So I just wanted to have a conversation or put in my 2 cents about increasing the number of Board of Health members. Have any of you reached out to the chair or vice chair of the Board of Health to have that conversation? I understand it's your purview to appoint whomever you want, whenever you want, and to remove individuals whenever you want. That's your purview as the Board of Supervisors. But I just wondered if you guys had a conversation with anyone. And the next Board of Health meeting, I'm looking at the calendar, will be March 12th at 6 p.m. here. So that's all.
Kristen, answer your question. I don't think Christy knew about this.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to have a quick conversation and public comment about it. So that's it. Thank you.
That took a minute. Thank you very much, Chris.
You're welcome. Thanks.
See if you can top that, Brett.
Probably not. Everybody's aware you're shutting the courthouse down Wednesday for training in the morning. Courthouse employees only safety training. And part of that training is communications within the courthouse on certain emergencies or certain things. So we're starting fairly small. going over fires, tornadoes, bomb threats, active shooters. That was the plan. We need to have a decision on if we want to move forward with that, because now we understand that the courthouse is going to be occupied, or the courtroom. And that's where we were going to do the training because of the room and the audio video equipment we have up there to be able to do the PowerPoints and hold enough people. But now we know as of Friday late afternoon that they are having court, which before we didn't think they were. So the courthouse has already been published to be closed that day for training. We can either cancel it and reschedule it to where we have the room, or we do it off-site, which I don't prefer because you are doing courthouse safety training within the departments here in the courthouse. Or you can try to fit everybody in this room if I figure out the fire load occupancy will hold that many. But this room isn't conducive to having any kind of training the way it's set up. So that, I just wanted to bring that up. If you're not aware, someone's got to make a decision. We put a lot of time into the safety training, getting the material together, trying to organize it. So I'm okay with moving to a different date when we know that you have the room to do it. Or I'm okay doing it off-site, trying to find somewhere to do it, if that's the route people want to go.
So I agree with Brett. I think that if it's for this facility, it should be at this facility. I don't have an issue with changing the date.
And the courthouse is gonna have to be open anyway if they have court up there. Which it'll be, public will
Now, I
still
get that,
come
but
in
you have a
a
lot of employees in this courthouse that have probably either planned around something or just to be here for that training, so you're affecting.
Yeah.
It's not just when the courthouse is open, now you're affecting a lot of people. Maybe they had vacation they were going to, I don't know that, I don't know the specifics, but that's a decision I can't make. We'll be willing to work however, but
Would
I
moving
think,
these tables out of here or that direction under the TV, would that help at all?
you can, it depends how much, I mean, what you gotta do is make sure that you guarantee that if we reschedule it, that there's no court.
Yeah.
Because when you're talking about courthouse safety, the number one targets is it's in the courtroom.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a vital, I think, for them to be part of that safety training and to use, that facility to understand the routes and stuff that they're gonna take and what their plan is up there compared to what your plan is here. You don't want to nickel and dime the training just because. So that's gonna be a decision someone has to make.
So but is your suggestion to do here, in here?
In this room?
Yeah.
No, this room's horrible. I don't know why it's
Yeah,
like
he's-
this anyway. It's not conducive to any kind of a meeting. You got backs to the TV. I gotta have a laptop. Not sure where I'm gonna plug it into. Up there already, we went up there Friday morning and I figured out how to run their equipment up there, and then Friday afternoon found out they're gonna, so I'm blaming anybody. Just, we could have it in here if we move the table. That's just not, we're up bring chairs in. It could be done.
Well, I'm referring to you and to you guys. I mean, I'm just asking,
I mean, it could be done.
or is your preference to?
It's not my, I don't have a preference.
So why can't we figure out right now when they will have a free day up there? We can go up
We
there.
thought that,
Or have you already done that?
Well, not, I mean, not in the future, this tomorrow or Wednesday was
The day?
supposed to be.
Yeah, you were even up there measuring everything and whatnot, whatever.
I was just making sure.
Yeah.
I don't wanna say anything bad, I know things come up, but we had an election training scheduled in the fall and got booted out as well.
You might, scheduling, you might be best if you could schedule for the Friday.
We were
Okay.
scheduled on Friday
So
for
that-
election
that-
training.
They really don't have a lot of discretion when the court has trials. Because
They should take our money. don't they?
You know,
Yeah,
I
mean, they do, whatever they do a great job of not throwing.
Yeah,
anything,
absolutely.
but It just,
take.
you gotta figure out
Huh?
if you wanna have it here. I mean, you got about 500 to 600 square foot from what I can figure out
Yeah,
here.
pretty
You have
much.
20-some employees. That should fit under the fire load. But you're gonna be cramped in here for 4 hours doing a safety training.
Court administrator should be able to help, not necessarily be guaranteed, but if you check with the A district court administrator, you may be able to schedule, have the best chance of it, make sure you don't have any, court trials coming up, that sometimes you have a case where it has to be tried within a certain period. You've got someone incarcerated and got some dangerous people who you don't know what kind of case they've got set for, or what's playing.
As I see it, you got two options. We either do it in here or we hope for a preview in the courtroom.
Hey, Susie, I just wanted to say that during the safety committee, I'm trying to unmute myself. The clerk of court and the courtroom was supposed to participate in it as well. So we're still going to miss out on a department that was originally included in the training, and now they're not going to be able to participate in the training. And as a member of the safety committee, I feel that it's important that that department participates in the training. That's my comment. Thanks.
I completely agree with you, Chris. That's part of, they're the biggest issue that I see right now where it could happen. So I
Right.
suggest
We
we
want them to
move,
be safe.
pick another,
What's that?
Chris?
Oh,
We want them to be safe, and we want them to be able to understand the courthouse quote safety process and procedures as not only as a department, but as a whole entire building, to not only keep their employees safe, but to keep the public safe as well. And this is something that the safety committee's been talking about for, I don't know how long, a long, long time. And it's unfortunate. I understand schedules change, but I think it's important that they participate as well. So thank you for talking about
And I guess
this.
the answer is we have to dance around their schedule.
Yeah, I think we need to reschedule with them knowing, please, we need to do it on this day.
And I'm sure that they got,
So you need to be
I
involved.
know they've got their own safety protocols for
Mhm.
during trials if something happens, but
Sure.
I don't know what those are, because that's not my line of work.
Sure.
I mean, that's their line of business. But when we talk about safety training overall, and most of the training's hitting on accountability and what to do in certain situations. So
Right.
if
right.
everybody on this floor, which I know it's gonna seem maybe silly and kid-like, but you know, what are they doing? Where are they going for a fire? Where are they doing for a tornado?
Yeah.
I notice your maps they're not the greatest in here to tell public where to go. So if you have everybody down here trained, and then you have an upper floor where they've got a different protocol, it doesn't work in the long run for a complete courthouse safety training.
I agree
You've
with
got
that.
2 or 3 different levels, which on the accountability side is a huge problem, and the communication side is a huge problem. So the safety training is aimed at making sure everybody in this courthouse on the same communication system during certain events, such as tornado, derecho, active shooter. How are they alerted from down here? What do they do? It all works
Yeah.
together.
I 100% agree with
You
you.
too. I mean, they may have their own protocols up there, but if we don't know what those protocols are, we could screw it up.
Well, I mean, yeah,
we
I'm sure
will.
they've got stuff lined up. We don't know how to put it into an overall communication. And courthouse safety is a huge topic around. I mean, it had a bomb threat not very long, a couple weeks ago, at the courthouse here in Iowa. Come November, you know, the climate's not any better. So that's the reason behind the safety training. Everybody knows exactly what they're doing in a certain situation. And once you get that training in place, then it becomes habit to people, new employees coming in, getting the safety manual. But we're at a starting point now to get the small things, the communication piece of it, and the accountability piece to where we can move to bigger things in the future. But if not everybody's on the same page, then you might as well throw that out the window.
So.
So we just need to talk to them and figure out a date that we all can do this. Certainly they can do that.
So send out a memo or whatever to cancel and reschedule based on the court's systems available.
So do you want to push it out 3 days, a week, a month?
Doesn't matter.
It probably depends on availability.
Yeah. So who scheduled it before? Christie? I suggest you do it again. Cancel this one and try to work something out again.
And we also had law enforcement involved. We're scheduled to come over.
Yeah,
yeah.
So, you know, it's not just, you know, it affects a lot of different people.
Yeah, I realize that, but if part of them can't be involved. So,
I'm okay with whatever you set up. So just go that route.
Christy, I know you'll do a great job. Thank you.
The clerk report and figure out the next availability.
Your court administrator, I think their office is in Ottumwa, but the court administrator has that. And then also there's a chief judge for the whole district, which is Judge Showers out of Washington, but he doesn't really have a lot of control over the individual judges, but we have an assigned judge that's trying cases and in charge of his courtroom during the time he's sitting here. So court administrator should be able to put you in touch with people, give you the best chance, but they also have mental health hearings and you don't know when someone's gonna flip out and that's part of the problem.
Especially in my neighborhood.
Or they get flipped out right here.
That's true. There's
Well,
some
honestly,
court
try to
houses-
get a date. I mean, again, they're, the court's always busy.
Yeah.
Probably a little wiggle room in there, if any, but, we try to maybe get another date in mind. And if it doesn't, then we're gonna have to go to plan B. We'll get the employees that can attend. But I figured for a start, we would try to get everybody.
They usually have about 6 pages of the pending cases at any one time.
Yeah.
And the judge hasn't gone through those until that, Monday or Tuesday, So,
Christie, thank you for doing that. Thank you both for doing that. Gotta be very frustrating.
Yeah,
Allow claims and approve reports, yes.
Those here, you got any comment or anything?
He was just here to
You
watch
just
it.
come to enjoy our heat today.
You know what? Come to City Hall and you change your mind about this. You know.
Anyway, back to what I said. Allow claims and approve reports, Lee.
I would make a motion to approve, claims approved reports in the amount of $157,154.75.
And that was the motion.
Yes.
I second it.
And there's a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
All right.
Good job, guys.